Good evening and welcome to my channel. So tonight, I'm going to be using the Aegis Reclaimer. We're just going to kind of bomb around in Stanton. Sorry about that. We're going to bomb around in Stanton. We're just going to kind of crunch and munch anything we can get our hands on. So let's get into it.
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval. Your vehicle has been delivered to the following location. Please visit us again.
So for anyone not familiar with the Aegis Reclaimer, this ship is it's a bit of a beast. Wait till it actually comes up here and I'll do kind of a walk around so everyone can see what we're looking at. Actually, the reason I have an extra large hangar, that's how big this thing is. Actually been quite a while since I took it out too, to be honest. I want to say earlier in the summer, back when salvage was worth a lot of money. Ships are cheap. Ships are cheap to buy, that is. And salvage made you a lot of money, so I used it to buy pretty much everything in the game I wanted. Now with 4.0 wipe, I don't have a lot of credits anymore, so it's probably a good time to go earn some back. It is assuming that it actually spawns it. Maybe. This isn't promised. Oh, there we go. I'm gonna run over and eat my way into some free hydration. Thing is coming up the elevator. But yes, I do park Nursa in my hangar so that I don't have to go in water all the time. A little bit cheaty, but it works really well, actually. And there she is. Very deceivingly large ship, even in this extra large hangar. This thing can hold, I believe it's 420 SCU of cargo. Didn't actually have the lift in the back the last time I used it, so I'm excited to see how that works. But I really do love the detail on this ship. Just from how the landing gear kind of goes up and down. Like the exposed wires on the outside, like it is a truly beautiful ship. You give props to whoever made it. All right. I'm not going to walk around the entire thing. If you guys want to see it later, let me know. If I can get this elevator to come down. Maybe. Oh, there we go. I don't know if it's still the case, but this elevator used to refuse to work if you were wearing heavy armor. You could go down if you kind of Mickey Mouse it a little bit, but I could never get this thing to go back up again. It's actually the reason I wear medium armor. Got in the habit of it. Oh. Right, nice front and center. It's always entertained me. For such a big ship, it has such a small elevator to get into it. So there is actually a cargo elevator in the back, but you end up running through the entire ship to get at it. Door. I always like to bring this elevator down just so that I can actually use it when I'm running to move my salvage back and forth. And like, this is some of the detail that I absolutely love about this ship. There's not many other ships that you can see. I don't know if that's meant to be. Well, I guess that's rust, probably more than anything. But this is a brand new ship. I just recalled it. And it just, I don't know, it kind of adds to the ambiance of this ship. No, it is absolutely not meant to be soloed, but it works. I'm used to anyway. Find out tonight, I guess.
Aegis combat assist activated.
Oh.
Systems green.
It's been so long, I haven't actually seen this with the new MFDs. I really like the way this looks. Away from my hangar bay doors to actually open. One of those ships that has a little bit of a struggle getting out of the hangar sometimes. Nothing too bad, but I remember when I first started playing with it, you couldn't hover in atmosphere, even with VTOL on. I used to land at Area 18 all the time, and you'd kind of go to take, or you'd go to come in for a landing, and you have to constantly accelerate up, or you fall to the ground. I think they fixed that. But now, are those real hangar doors, or are these fake? No, those are real. That's not desired. Guess I'll just wait for them to close to reopen them again. You're sure those are real? Okay, they're half real. The outer doors are real. The inner doors are imaginary. Some of that detail, like you just saw as I landed and how the landing gear kind of really absorbs the weight of the ship. It really just kind of, like I said, it just adds to the ambiance. I really like this ship. Probably like it more if I could fly. I've got a second set. Take it out. Make for a pretty short stream if I can't get out of my hangar. Look at everybody watching. Yeah, they kind of assume that these things work. Okay, so now that those doors have actually closed. Okay. Not going to give it an opportunity not to let me out this time. I actually still can't go up. Oh, it looks like somebody wrecked something right there. That's really strange. Bring in the landing gear. Set off the VTOLs. Nav mode. Get up and out of atmosphere here. Like I said, this ship is actually flying a lot better than it used to fly. It used to be if you stopped accelerating, you would just drop. Now I'd be falling to the ground. Out a little bit here, because apparently I'm pretty cockeyed. Now, of course, I'm in microtech too, so got to go up the full 12,000, I think it is. 1,000 kilometers. Really nice if you could actually find contracts at the same time. You're trying to get out of atmosphere. We're going. Flying much better than it used to. Okay, let's see what we've got for contracts today. I don't have all of this unlocked. So we're just going to grab, I don't know. I guess since they're all in little arrows, I might as well grab $1,000 one. Just so we can get some new things unlocked. I'm actually going to grab this one. It's at HURL2. I go there all the time. May as well, because it's nice and close. It helps if I set the right location, eh? Track the quantum marker. Luckily, I think it's on this side of the planet normally. I just don't. Oh no, I do have to go around.
Quantum travel initiated. Quantum travel complete.
You just gotta love the view of that thing taking off into quantum. I don't know, like I say, I really like the way that the ship looks. So I think we've got, what, 5-minute travel here? As we're traveling, I'm actually on the lookout for kind of the best cargo ship. So I want something that holds kind of at least 200 SCU. I want it a little bit bigger than my Taurus right now. I do love my Taurus, but it is a little bit of a pain to get boxes in and out. But I want just something really easy to load. If you have any ideas, drop them in the comments. Even if you're watching the stream after the fact here, drop it in the comments in the video, and I read every comment. I try to reply to every comment. So let me know your thoughts. On my last stream, somebody suggested the Hull A for it. I was driving around in the Carrack, kind of hoping that it would turn out a little better than it did. Somebody suggested the Hull A. The problem is it doesn't really hold the cargo that I'm looking for. Now, the obvious choice there is the Hull C, but with the amount of issues that it's had lately, I'm a little bit on the leery side. Like I said, let me know your thoughts. I used to drive a Hercules around all the time, but now that the ramps are broken, well, I guess that should be fixed almost any day here. But they're also pretty expensive, and I don't actually own one of them. I don't know if I would buy another one. I don't really like loading physical cargo into the Hercules. It's just if you use the ATLS, which is kind of the natural choice, it's really kind of hard to place the boxes in there because the roof is actually so short in the Hercules series. So the boxes kind of sit right in front of your eyes on the Hercules, and you're constantly walking up and down the ramp. I find it really inconvenient. I much prefer my Taurus, but my Taurus doesn't really hold quite enough. And having to work around such big landing gear does get a little bit frustrating. But it is nice that you can kind of back it right up to the freight elevator in most places. But, like I say, if you have any thoughts, let me know. Love to hear your opinions. I don't think that was 5 minutes. Looks like we're just about there. oddly enough, it almost looks like that salvage is right beside the space station. That's actually a little bit strange. Hopefully the turrets don't come after me again. I found somebody had left a Polaris at a space station a little while ago. They logged out. There's nobody in the ship. So I may have borrowed it. Took it to the space station, I took it to the space station where my vulture was. It was actually here. Yeah, the turrets did not appreciate me doing that. I lasted about 30 seconds, give or take. And the turrets kind of turned on me. It's actually really strange that this is this close to the space station. Normally they're not. I also don't actually see it pinging. I mean, it is an arrow. They are pretty small. Oh, I am not used to driving such a big tanky ship. Actually surprised I didn't ram that thing. It is, of course, assuming that there's actually anything here. So, you've never done this before? You kind of want to make sure that you are not looking at the actual target. If I look right at the target and I fly forward, there's like a 90% chance you're probably going to end up slamming into it. You always want to look off a little bit when you're approaching it. You really want to get to, I think the ideal distance is 43 meters. I heard today. So you really want to be about 43 meters away. Now, with the salvage heads, you actually have a tractor beam in there as well. And now that I think of it, I actually forgot to change my salvage heads, so that's unfortunate. Back with the default layout, I guess. And I just try to line it up so that whatever I'm about to salvage is kind of down in that bottom right of my view here. Because with the Reclaimer, this is not meant to be a solo ship by any means. So you do spend a bit of time running back and forth between these two seats. That being said, they're actually really nice and close. So it's not that big of a deal.
Systems green.
I want to make sure. Yeah, salvage beam needs some power. We're gonna go a lot faster if it has power. I'm not used to the new MFDs. I don't remember where the button is. There used to be a button to enter turret. This one? This one. Power on and off. This seems to be the only thing actually reacting. Highlighting. Apparently M changes my MFD. And I've sort of expected that. Oh, actually, now that I think of it, I wonder if the main driver's seat, pilot seat, sorry. I wonder if the pilot seat needs to be in salvage mode. Like right now, I'm just in quantum.
Shields online.
It's seemingly a negative. Scanning mode. Where are my modes? Oh, sim gun, missile. Sim gun, missile. Okay, that's not it. Hey, OCG. No pressure there, right? Enjoying it a great time. I can't figure out how to turn on the salvage beam. Say, I haven't flown the ship in a little while. Quantum drive does not have that. Salvage beam does. Everything else looks like I would expect. Really weird to give me the scanning MFD here when I can't even see out the window. There we go. Now we have the button.
Aegis combat assist activated. Systems green.
So first things first, I'm going to switch over to the tractor module. We're going to bring this thing in to, like I say, that magical 43 meters. In case you didn't know, you press and hold R, you can actually rotate the ship you're looking at as well. Press the right mouse button, and we're into salvage territory. Now this Javalero, the ship I'm actually salvaging, is much, much smaller than you would normally ever salvage with a reclaimer. But you have to work your way up the contracts. And as you work your way up the contracts, you get bigger and bigger ships, more and more cargo and stuff on them. So just quickly destroy this. Take credit for the claim, and hopefully it'll give us a bigger ship next time. If you've never done salvage before, basically what you're doing is you're ripping the hull off of the ship. So you just kind of paint back and forth until you see those orange marks, until it really burns off. And what's actually happening is it's disintegrating the hull, sorry, and storing it in the cargo area in the back of the reclaimer here. And as your cargo area fills up, you have to actually go and empty out the boxes and kind of create boxes of what's called RMC for you. This is the Aegis reclaimer. So I figured it's been quite a while since I took it out. It's kind of that big salvage ship. Now the orange sparkly on this side of the arrow, the ship that I'm salvaging, is gone. So I just used my tractor beam, grab it, flip it around. Oh, too far. What am I doing? That should do. And again, I'll just go back to my scraper module here and just make sure that there's nothing on this side as well. I paid about $5,000 just to get this ship. So you really want to get as much off as you possibly can. And I really only got half an SCU. You can see that on the left-hand side of my screen there. Half an SCU of RMC is worth, well, it's about $5,000. So I just barely break even on this contract. Which, I mean, there's really no point in just breaking even. As you get into the larger ships, though, it does get a lot more profitable. How's you guys' night going tonight, OCG? What I'm going to do here is I'm going to switch over to the disintegration seat. Again, there's a lot of kind of jumping around seats here. Button used to be... that was exit. And I'll just use this to break up the hull. Actually, I have no real plan on collecting it. I guess there's no point in this. Can't find the button anyway. All right. Well, I get credit for that contract. So we'll leave that there. Star Citizen code will basically take care of that. It'll disappear on us very quickly, actually. Okay, now we're getting into some of the bigger ones here. You see the $20,000 contracts. So the more the contract costs, the bigger chance they have of actually having something in them. I got both sides. But with the arrow, the salvage beams are so strong it actually eats all the way through the ship. Normally, you're right, you have to actually flip it, and you have to scrape the other side. But with the arrow, it just kind of disintegrates it so quickly that you don't actually need to flip it. You might get some areas where the ship is a little bit on the thicker side. But you have to take it, but I assure you, it's all gone. So I've got another... I'm just looking for something that's actually close to us here. You don't have to watch me sit in quantum forever and a bit. I don't know where Mick L1 is. It's an Origin 100i anyway. It's actually a pretty small ship. Another arrow, another arrow. All right, cool. Have a good night, guys. Thanks for popping in. Arrow. Before I take that, I just want to make sure, where is each pearl? Oh yeah, okay. That's not too bad. But like I say, I just want to make sure that we're not spending the entire night driving end to end of the solar system. So that would be $20,000 HURL4. Constructed. Oh, why do you do things the hard way? Oh wow, even that's good. Okay. Abstracted. Starting to not believe that everything is obstructed. Okay, here we go. We'll kind of go down to L5.
Shields offline.
And as I'm partly out of the way, as I'm partly along the way, sorry, I'll drop out of quantum.
Initiated.
I don't want to go all the way down here, but just enough to kind of get out of, out from behind wherever I was behind. Okay. First things first, drop out of quantum. Okay. Looks like we should be able to head in that direction now. Sometimes it just kind of likes to do this. Or my power's all wonky. Or my... No, weird. Okay. Look away, look back.
Quantum travel.
There we go. Now we're on our way. Some days this game likes to challenge you. Makes it a little bit more fun, I guess, because you have to know how to work around things. Definitely makes it more interesting. That being said, some nights it'd be really nice if it just actually worked. I guess as we're flying along, a quick thank you for everybody coming out tonight. My question of the night is, what's your preferred cargo ship? I'm kind of looking for a somewhere in that 200 SCU mark. I currently have a Taurus. I'm looking for something a little bit bigger. So if you have an opinion, if you have a favorite, let me know. Even if you're watching it after the fact, I do watch every comment. I do read every comment that goes through. Let me know in the comments. I'm really curious to your opinions. So last week, I guess it was actually earlier this week, I was trying out the Carrack. So with the Carrack, I don't know if you're aware, you can currently now open the cargo door. Now, ultimately, they are supposed to be able to drop down, which will make it a lot easier to load cargo. But I was thinking, I'm like, well, this thing's got a landing bay for ships. This thing's got a separate vehicle bay. Decent cargo. I think it was close to 400 or 500 SCU cargo on it. A medical bay, like it really had everything that I was thinking it should. But it was a bit of a pain to actually... Oh. Hey, Clayton. Nice. Congratulations. I take it you watched my video. And yeah, no worries. If you have any questions, let me know. Actually what we're doing tonight, except I'm decided to take out the old Reclaimer. So the Reclaimer is just kind of the bigger brother of the Vulture. Have we managed to get some decent time into Salvador? Oh, I should pay attention to where I'm flying. That could have ended very badly. Yeah, as I was saying, as I flew into that other ship, that's why you never point directly at the ship you're about to salvage. Nice. I'm sure you'll love it. I actually fly around in the Vulture as my daily driver most of the time. Just because I'll go from mining outpost to mining outpost. And obviously if there's anything there worth salvaging, I'll take it. But anything that isn't worth salvaging, I'll actually go in and raid all of the boxes inside of the buildings. So it's nice to actually work up and get some kind of spare armor and stuff that you can kind of throw away, or if the game's being buggy that night. Kind of my preferred loop, if you will.
Shields online.
Problem with these little ships and salvaging them, can't really see it. Solar Reclaimer sounds a lot like I'm running. Like a lot of running. I think there's actually more than 3. But that being said, the hoppers on the Reclaimer are massive. Like this thing stores, I think it's like 500 SCU or something like that. So yeah, you do have to run back and forth, but you can actually salvage an entire Hercules or scrape an entire Hercules before you have to go and empty the hopper. And I mean, it is definitely a lot of running back and forth. But I know, so I haven't actually flown the ship in quite a while, but back when the value of RMC was a little bit higher, like you can pull in 2.53 million credits in a single run with the Reclaimer before you have to go and empty out. Like it's impressive. But yeah, I guess you've got the cargo deck, you've got the salvage hold, you've got the salvage processing and habitation, and then the gallery. So it's actually 5 floors. Most of them are just like a big room. This is the only, like the habitation deck is really the only one that has a lot of stuff on it. But there's actually a lot of stuff in the Reclaimer that isn't even in game yet. Like it also has drone gameplay and stuff like that. As I'm flying into the bigger ships here, you always want to scan them. Just because you never know what cargo they have on too. Now it doesn't look like that actually has anything in it, but oh, I am totally wrong. Apparently we've got some gold. Actually go and grab that, yes. The scrap probably isn't really worth anything. The iron's not really worth anything. Oh, all you need to do with the scanning, if you assume you're using the keyboard, make sure that you're in scan mode. So just press and hold V. Oh, now I'm not in scan mode. Press and hold V until you see kind of the wavy lines on the right-hand side. Point at the ship. Click and hold your mouse button until the outline of the ship turns white. Okay. It'll turn yellow while it's scanning, and your scan window down here, the way it happens is it basically will populate the info tab first, then it populates parts, then it populates cargo. So you have to wait until the ship outline, as you can see here, is kind of this white color and not the yellow. And then you can see exactly what's actually on the ship. So, I mean, if you're still on Arrows, there is no cargo on Arrows. I'm actually quite surprised to see any cargo in this, but take it. So, just because this is actually very deceiving how far away I actually am, what I'm going to do, try to line up. Doesn't have to be perfect, but I basically want to park on top of it with the Reclaimer like this. There's a beautiful starry background. Well, how about a seat? I left the ship running, left the shields on, just in case anybody comes around. Now we do the run back. This is a drone operating area that, like I say, I'm really excited to see what happens when those actually come out. We come into the kitchen. If ever in this ship, I always open that's actually an air hatch, or docking color, I guess. I always open these two doors so I can run through. Actually, a lot faster that way. We've got, I believe it's captain's quarters on one side and then crew quarters on the other. There's engineering down there, but never ever go down there these days. Oh, and this is the elevator. So, exit the ship. As we're going down, make sure I have my helmet on. Number of times I've jumped out of this ship without my helmet on because I had to drink. A little bit sad. I can't use a tractor beam. Is it because I'm... Oh, that sucks. I'm too close to the space station, so I can't actually use a tractor beam to get the gold off the ship. Huh. Yeah, and I don't think I have the little handheld one either. I wonder. Wonder. Can I use the main tractor beam to pull cargo off of a LA? I doubt I'll ever get it back on my cargo elevator, but I'm gonna put there. So I accidentally hit salvage processing. Anyone who hasn't seen it, this is salvage processing. The Vulture only has a single one of those processing units. The Reclaimer has 2. And this can actually spit out 32 SCU containers. But you can't actually unload 32 SCU containers. So you have to use the station unload. Oh, come on. I can't even walk tonight. Enter. Oh, did I park too close? Right. Okay. Desirable. Reposition again, I guess. Again, keep that ship about 50 meters out. Park it just below your bottom right MFD. Again, hop out of the ship. Or sorry, hop out of the pilot seat, not out of the ship. And that should put you right in line for the right-hand salvage operator's seat. Go. Oh, first things first. You grab cargo. Oh, I can. Where's that gold that I wanted? Oh, but of course I can't actually see my elevator. That's unfortunate. I think you have to be about 500 meters away from the station, so just for fun, what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot it out as far as I possibly can. It's not 500 meters away. Anyway. This one's a little bit bigger than the arrow we just did. As you can see, it's not maneuvering as nicely. But a little bit of patience and it still will. I want to maneuver so that the biggest side is coming towards me. And preferably I can do straight lines either up and down or side to side. It's harder to move your mouse on an angle. That should do. Switch over to salvage mode. And we start ripping some hull off. I always love it when it pops like that. Again, just kind of slowly back and forth. It is incredibly relaxing. Sometimes boring. I mean, normally what I'll do is I'll crank up some good music and kind of chill out a bit. I mean, if people can sit and watch people on TV, I figure I can sit here and go back and forth with my mouse. Better than mining. Yeah, you're probably right. Mining has a little bit more to it. And I actually normally will swap back and forth between the two professions. It really depends what I'm into. If I feel like thinking and trying to calculate the right distance away and things like that, mining is nice. Mining is not worth nearly as much money as it used to be, though. So it is harder to convince myself to mine all the time, but where that thinks it's going. Hey, back here. Why are you floating away on me? Where's it going? That was weird. It really depends what kind of salvage you're doing too, though, because if you're just flying around doing panels, it's actually exactly the same as looking for rocks. So I have no idea why that happened, but looks like I set it on a trajectory. So what I'll do is I'll kind of overcorrect. hop out of the seat if it lets me. It was probably long gone. River's a little slow tonight. Wow, that was too far away. Thing's really making me work for it. Not a big fan of the panels either. Just because of all the running around hitting your ping button. But that being said, I do notice that the panels seem to be really dense as far as material goes. So you do fill up your hoppers pretty fast. You know, finding stray ships, it's like the luck of the draw to me. One day I'll have a lot of luck and I'll line up like 3 Hercules. Somebody leaves them all unlocked at a mining outpost. Other times, I can't find anything. I'll go the entire night without finding a single ship. So that's why tonight I'm just doing the actual contracts. I figure I'll keep it a little bit more interesting for you guys. Okay, well, I guess I'm going to have to get as close as I possibly can. Are you new to Star Citizen, Clayton, or are you just, like new to salvage? At the edge of what I could. So, we'll bring this thing back in. Gotcha. Salvage is actually pretty new to the game anyway. I think it was just last year they actually brought it in. I only started playing a year ago. I kind of go back and forth between the mining and the cargo, and obviously salvage. If I want more money, I'm looking for a ship or whatever, which I am right now. Salvage kind of seems to be a good profit center. But that being said, they did redo the payouts on cargo too, right? So, back when it was like 7,000 credits to move 40 boxes, it was kind of like, I don't understand why people would do this. People keep saying that, but honestly, I haven't actually had any trouble with it in 4.0. Like, I know people do have issues with cargo. When I came into the game tonight, actually, I had logged out of the game in just a mining outpost because I was out salvaging the Vulture, and looked like somebody had a bunch of cargo they tried to pull up or send down in the elevator, and the doors didn't open. I'm like, oh, go for you. Yeah, that's true. I guess there's only like one ship in the game or two ships in the game you can really salvage with. There's a lot more you can do cargo with. What's your cargo ship? I did already get all the RMC off of this, it looks like. Yes. That is a bit of a classic, the MSR. I know it's a lot of people's favorite ship. Just trying to make sure that I've gotten all of the RMC I possibly can off of this. In case you're wondering what I'm doing. It's just with a 20,000 SCU contract. You want to get every penny out of it you possibly can. Never really flown the MSR. I've taken it out for a spin and stuff, but I've never actually like used it. But I know a lot of people really like it. So the gentleman that I play with, Canadian Gamer, who was in a little bit earlier, he actually owned the Cutlass Black. I'll be honest, I don't like it. Just those seats that raise up and down annoy me. It's just not for me. I do love the fact that you can jump out of it. People can't get back in. That is kind of nice. But right now I've got my Taurus. I'm just looking for something else that'll do decent amount of cargo. A little bit on the small side. A little difficult to actually load cargo into. Funny, with so many cargo options in the game, I can't find one I like. But he actually recently upgraded to the Zeus. Flown a bit with him. I really like it. Now, originally when it came out, it was very, very difficult to load the Zeus. But they've actually gotten a lot better. The tractor beam actually works like you would expect it to, and it's not so clunky. Okay, you can see by the 27 different contract types that I've clearly unlocked some higher valuable ones. Let's see if there's anything good. Hey, speaking of the Cutlass Black, don't think I would pay 50,000 credits to go salvage one, though. Vanguard Sentinel. That doesn't even hold any cargo. I would ever... Other Cutlass Black. That Pearl one. Funny, all these options. Nothing good. So if you're wondering what I'm actually looking for, I know the ships, and I want something with a higher chance of having cargo in it. Because the cargo does really help pay back. So if you can get something that has Quantanium in it, for instance, it's always worth it. Because the Quantanium itself normally pays back the cost of the contract. Now, possible that these Vanguards, it's the weapons on them. Why they're so expensive. But for cargo. Stacks easier in my cargo hold. So, I'll try the Cutlass Black. We'll see what we get off of it, I guess. Back to HURL1. Stops if I put it in quantum mode. Ow.
Quantum travel initiated.
The last contract actually wasn't bad. I think it cost us 20,000 credits. I got, I want to say 2.1-ish SCU of RMC out of it. I think it's still 13 or 14,000 credits per SCU, which means I should have gotten about 26. Not bad. Would have been a lot better if I could have grabbed that gold. My obligatory middle of the stream. A lot of people aren't subscribed. If you like the content, please subscribe. Please like the video. I am not a very big creator. I don't get paid to do this or anything. I'm just doing it because I like to help share some knowledge. So it actually really helps. Peyton here has gotten my videos and learned how to use the vulture off of them. So if you think I can help anybody out, I mean, every like and every subscribe helps get my videos out there. So, and they're all greatly appreciated. Also, I'm sorry for asking you to subscribe. It's always an awkward thing to do. But. That is the Canadian in me, I guess.
Quantum travel complete.
Okay. Another one that's like right beside the space station. They used to be off kind of in the asteroids. I wonder if they've changed this. The problem is with them being right beside the space station, you can't use a tractor beam. I just found out. So I actually lose out on the cargo that's included in them. That's a little annoying. The thing is, I'm a little worried to where'd my ship go? Like I was thinking about it, and I'm like, I could probably just bump it and send it off into space, and then go get it with tractor beam. Problem with doing that is, I'm pretty sure the space station will be mad at me. Start shooting. I think this is our target right there. Where am I going? Okay, now I've completely lost it. Oh, there we go. Flew right past it, apparently. So again, just as much a reminder to me as to everyone else here. When you're flying at your ship or your salvage target, never fly directly at it. The chances of you accidentally bumping it are just awkwardly high. Once you bump it, they run away. Pain. Yeah, you can only use the multi-tool if you're actually in your hangar at space stations. And I think you have to be 500 meters away. That doesn't sound right. No, I think it's 500 meters away from the space station. Basically, there's normally a ring of lights. You have to be outside of the ring of lights to use the tractor beam. So, and this one again, if there's anything decent on it. And the yellow says that it's currently scanning. Scanning. And then goes to a white outline, which means it should be done. Oh, that's a shame. That right there is worth, it's 45,000 for the Quantanium. Between that and the gold, I think I'm going to go and try and get that. I don't know how, though. Wonder if... Oh, I may as well position it in such a way that my tractor beam can get it. Right about there. Am I still moving? Okay, I gotta try and get that Quantanium. I know that I'm probably not going to be able to, but... Nice to see they fixed this elevator. Used to have to, like, stand half in and out of the door. I wonder if I can just fly the ship back and park it in my hangar. I'm not going to get credit for doing the contract, but... It looked like I was so close, but really not. Nope, no tractor beams. Open. Hey, where you going? Stop it. Ed. Okay, apparently I'm not getting in that door. Oh, wait. The entry over here? Is it me or the ship? Oh, it's the ship moving. That's annoying. I mean, this one has lights on. Maybe I can fly. Still have gravity. Seems weird that I'd be able to fly. It's a star citizen. Who knows? All right, I cannot fly it. block my buttons from being able to press it. Okay. Use the tractor beam in here. No. I know the Cutlass Black has a tractor beam, but I can't power the ship on. I wonder if it'll let me use the tractor beam on the ship. No power. Hey, I didn't. Just saying, I hate these seats. And I can't power up the main ship, so I can't. Might have to leave that cargo there. Oh, that's painful. With that box. Hmm. Yeah, I'm out of ideas. Apparently I've been floating away from my reclaimer. Maybe that's the answer. Just give it a little nudge. See what happens. I guess I'm upside down. I don't think I've ever successfully landed in this elevator and been able to use it. Ooh, use it first. I mean, if that's already 250 meters away, I don't have to nudge it very far. But anybody who's just joining us, I'm trying to figure out a way that I can take the Quantanium off of that Cutlass Black over there. It is a contract, so it is technically mine. But contracts appear to spawn too close to the space stations now, and you can't use your tractor beams. Is annoying. Where's the station? I have to make sure I'm pushing it away from it. Nope. Actually, I'm going to do a big brain thing. I'm going to scrape it first, so that way if it does just spiral out of control, and I don't really feel like chasing it, I can just let it go. least that way I get the RMC off of it and I'm not out 50k. Hopefully they fix that. That's really, really disappointing. Didn't. They don't. Why is it an illegal tow? Okay, fine. I apparently committed a crime against myself. Good time. This game is fun some days. Fun, funny, just downright strange. Alright, so we're starting at 2.8. Yeah, that's what it is. The hopper on this thing has a capacity of 240 SCU, whereas in the Vulture, I believe it's 13. And then you can empty out your hopper basically twice, at least if you don't spend too much time stacking stuff. So, and then of course you have the other hopper, so you fit like, I don't know, 500 to 700 SCU in here. Without even using the cargo grid. Well, you use a cargo grid in the salvage holding, in the salvage processing area. There's actually an entire cargo deck on this ship too. And if you ever have the opportunity to salvage a reclaimer, do it. Big box on the back of it is incredibly thick hull material, and you get a lot off of it. At least it didn't automatically charge me for towing my ship. Anyone heard the rumors about Misk Fortune coming out next week? Probably. What are your thoughts on it? One of those ships I was a lot more excited for. I'm excited to see how it works. I really like the design of my Prospector. Obviously, making videos, it does give me an opportunity to actually use a new ship and do some new videos as well, but a little disappointed with the potential cargo capacity on it, honestly. I won't go into too many details. I hate spoilers, so. But I was hoping for something that kind of sat between the Vulture and the Reclaimer, but was still solo capable. But it doesn't sound like that's going to be the case. Looks like it's the same or smaller than the Vulture. Is what it is, I guess. That being said, I'm still going to try one. I really like my Prospector. It looks kind of like a newer, updated, modern version of it. To be honest, there's not a lot of ships in this game I don't like. I think the Corsair is really the only one. Not for any good reason, it's just because I really don't like the non-symmetrical wings. Actually kind of a shame because the 50,000 K contracts used to be like Hercules sized ships too. I know they were a little bit skewed because people would just basically go crunch them, take the construction material and leave, but I don't know, 50K just to do a Cutlass Black? I know. Makes you wonder about the purpose of the flamer in these, honestly. Because I think the Vulture would be perfectly fine doing a Cutlass Black. And I guess I have pulled 4 SCU off. I guess I've already gotten my money out of the contract and I still have half the ship to go. Just a little bit lower money making, I guess. A lot faster if I could get that Quantanium. You 50K to do those Aegis Harbingers, I think they were. I don't think you're going to get nearly as much off of those. That seems a little skewed. But keep working our way up in the reputation and see what we get. Maybe I just have to be a level or 2 up. Those kind of contracts. Not an illegal tow. Stop complaining. The question is, how much do we actually get off of a Cutlass Black? I think we started at 2.7, give or take? 1.6, something like that. I'm just curious if the 50K contracts are even worth it, but I mean, it's nice not to spend all my time flying around. I guess if I disintegrate the ship, those boxes will go flying too. Well, I have an idea. It's just going to be a little tedious. Because I can use this tractor beam to move the ship. So if I use this tractor beam to move it out as far as I can, fly towards it, and just rinse and repeat that, I think I might be able to push this outside of the limits of the space station. Server error. Do it. That server is definitely struggling. That was a new error. I don't think I've ever seen that resyncing with server error before. That's enough to give me credit for the contract, at least. Actually, a little bit of a shame that once engineering comes out, there's a really good chance I'm not going to be able to fly the reclaimer anymore. I think it's going to actually take too many people to fly it. We'll miss this ship. It's not quite as much as I was hoping. I think we're going to get about 8.5 SCU off of it. And it was definitely worth it. Okay. Where was that spacesuit? There's the line. It must be right underneath me. Okay. push this out as far as I can. I not even need to do this nearly as much as I thought. I gotta go chase that because it doesn't give me a marker anymore. I did about 300 meters, believe it or not. You know from experience, if you ram them, they don't appreciate it. Max range is 150 meters. Wonder if I can use my tractor and beam me up. Well, I can't in the ship anyways. I guess I'm going to have to be able to do it in the ship to be able to move the boxes off the elevator. Made it another 300 meters. That's a weird place to put me. I think once that stops moving, it should hopefully be far enough out. Not far enough out yet. I still see the turrets. I don't know. Hmm. Can't see the ring around the station to see where exactly it is. I feel like I'm closer than I think. Oh, yeah, okay. I can see the ring there. Hope I remember to bring some water with me. An awful lot of work for like 50K. Out of range too. Use a tractor beam yet? Negative. What do these buttons do? Blinky lights. This will give me enough time to actually go grab it this time. This is kind of annoying. Come on. Enter mode. Okay, ship's probably floated away by now. Can't even see it. Oh no, did it despawn? Didn't even think that would happen. Didn't even cross my mind. All that work and it's gone. That's disappointing. Yeah, gone. Wait. Oh, there it is. That was weird. I don't know how it went from being under me to on top of me. Okay. like we're just on the inside of the station boundary. Which means this might actually work. For anybody just joining us, wondering what on earth I'm doing, the ship has a thing of Quantanium and some gold in it. And I'm trying, largely unsuccessfully at this point, to be able to push it outside of the station boundaries so that I can actually use my tractor beam to get the stuff off of it. Those lights that I thought were the boundary, I think, are actually just reflections in my ship. Hey, where did it go now? So now it definitely is not here. Huh. Alrighty then. Yeah. Very, very weird. Oh. May as well go check space station while I'm here. See if there's anything else laying around to salvage. This is a little bit more difficult with the beast of a reclaimer than the vulture, though. Thanks, Wiresync. Yeah, I think I actually have liquid on me, I hope. Or I'm going to have to attempt to land here. I'm not actually seeing anything salvageable here anyways. Alright, find the next contract. Where am I now? One. Really, if we can find something else here, it's traveling. Cavalero is not worth our time. That Vanguard. Oh, we're gonna try this one. L1. Here I am. Where is my marker? There. Strange, the blue one showed up before the yellow one did. Really curious how much we're actually going to get off one of these. Question of the day, does it have anything in it? That's not the button I hit, but an opportunity to drink anyways. I have actually. I was talking about that a little bit earlier. The misfortune. I'm a combination of excited and very disappointed. When I saw it originally back in September, I guess it was the first time I saw it, I was really kind of hoping for a larger ship, something kind of between the Vulture and the Reclaimer. Clearly, that's... I shouldn't say clearly that's not what we're getting, but it doesn't really look like it will be. But what do you think of it? You are right, though. Styling is really nice. I'm hoping they update the Prospector, too. The other question is really, when is it going to come out? That's really the question in everybody's mind these days. But I'm thinking as soon as 4.01 comes out. My guess. Hopefully next week. Alright, so we're really starting at 1.1. Or sorry, 11.1. filled in our hopper here. Really do that. Put it at the top of my beam that I can actually access. Kind of it. I guess in the game files, the people that kind of snooped through the game files found skins for the Red Festival. And I believe the Red Festival, I want to say, starts next week. Yeah, that's true. Right now I'm kind of having an internal debate with myself on, do I go Ironclad Assault? I just want the armory and the repair facilities. Do I go Ironclad Assault, or do I wait for the, I want to call it the Liberator? I'm really surprised that both of them are flagged as soloable ships with a min crew of 1. Like, I don't really understand why the Ironclad only needs 1 player. It just looks like something that should need a lot more than 1. Thing is, though, like, if you think about it, I mean, 3 or 4 of them, fine. I don't normally play with 4 other people. I don't know 4 people who play this game, actually. But why not just take out a reclaimer? Then you don't have to worry about transferring the boxes between the ships. I mean, other than because you can. It's a good excuse to own an Ironclad. It is a bit cost prohibitive, but I guess you could probably also get the Misfortune in Polaris. I think the Vulture's actually 3 meters longer, I want to say, off the top of my head. Yeah, exactly. And the thing that's nice about the Liberator is that it does kind of dedicated spots to land in. Whereas the Ironclad, you're still going to have to kind of weasel your way in, I guess, for lack of better words. Like, you're going to have to try and go in the hangar bay, and I don't know how tight that's going to be. Whereas Liberator, you just land on top and get out. But, I mean, who knows if or when we'll ever see the Liberator. I was actually really surprised they're working on the Ironclad. Yeah, they really would. Oh, the Liberators or the Ironclad, actually. You're going to have to be able to transport the racing ships around, right? Not just going to be able to recall them. Now, what would be interesting is if, when the Ironclad comes out, or even the Ironclad Assault comes out, if they give an Ironclad as a rental for the Liberator. Because, I mean, those are pretty closely matched ships. Functionality-wise, right? It's true. Yeah, I never thought of that. Because you can actually park on the top of it too. A lot easier than trying to get in the landing bay. Space racing is one of those things I've always wanted to get into in this game, but I've tried it and I suck. But they don't just let you pull around a big cargo container behind you like an actual trucker would. I used to have a 350 and it's one of those, it's like, why would you ever put a bed in a racing ship? Which is true. But I love that ship. Thing was so nimble and agile, it jump around like nothing. I used to go down to Area 18 just to fly between the buildings just because you could. I'm actually pulling a lot more salvage off this than I thought I would. I started at 11.1, currently at 15.2. Puts us at 4.1. Means we basically pay back the cost of the contract already. And we're only half done. They're a lot bigger than I thought they were. Well, that's the contract completed, at least. Guess I probably wasn't only half done, or actually only half done. That's going a lot faster than the other side seemed to. Oh well, as long as we were making money. We miss the days of the several $1 million. Weird, actually. I thought they used to have an indicator, like if the shields were on, or how much was left to salvage on this section. See the icons up at the top, but I don't actually see numbers. Make sure there's nothing on the sides to actually grab. Yeah, these pretty low profile ships. I didn't really think there would be. All right, let's go see what there's left for contracts. If anything good. Let's tell it to head into the asteroid field there if there isn't. Another arrow. 325. Atlas Black was okay, but those are kind of nice just because you have the cargo on them, and you can't pull the cargo off of them because they're spawning too close to the stations. Wasted a whole bunch of time, not that long ago, trying to push one outside of the limits. All right, well, I guess we're going to the asteroid field. It's really just a matter of point towards the asteroids and start flying until you see something come up. Bed. I'm gonna speed up the first part of this a little bit. Can't say I've ever done this with a reclaimer. This could be a disaster. That must be what I just left.
Shields online.
I always get mining this confused. I think I want a nice round 2000 number. So means that's probably a mineable. But go check just in case. These are particularly challenging to anyone who hasn't done this. Just because they do take a few seconds to load in, and especially in something as beefy as a reclaimer, really want to make sure that you don't have a lot of momentum behind you, because it might actually end up spawning in 200 meters from your nose. Gotta be. Okay, that's a bust. I should probably go watch my own video on that. Yeah, I think that's anything divisible by 2000 is a panel. I just always mix up the panel versus the rock. No better for next time. I'm gonna go out a lot more than this, so. I mean, there's somebody else in here trying to do the same thing. Could just mean I'm extremely unlucky, both of which are true. Possibly true. Considering this thing has an SCM speed of, I think it's 110, 109 meters per second. The boost sure does accelerate. Quite surprising. Pause for a second there, just make sure nothing is spawning in around me. Well, there's one. 1900. Probably another rock. But may as well go in this direction. Seems luckier anyway. Something incredibly relaxing about slowly flying through an asteroid field. Especially when you're in a tank this size. Yeah, that's it's weird that that would flag that much stuff 36 kilometers out. Maybe that's just a space station? Rather weird. my scan. There we go. These will be panels. 5 of them at that. Well, those actually came through really well. 4 kilometers out. A little bit annoying that they won't give you distance. Okay. Let's try that. I think it's very difficult to actually judge me anyways. Feels like you're right on top of it, but you'll be a kilometer away. Yeah, like that. In the cockpit, those look so close. That's a rock. Okay, well, back to the pilot seat. Is that just a rock? No, okay, it was just too far away. Any closer and I'm parking on top of it. Yeah, I'd have to. Can't believe I parked 154 meters away. Yeah, from that view, it looks like I'm way over. Oh, if I can't reach that, I quit. Wait, but oh, that looks so much closer. It's actually still 50. And they've already been scraped. That's kind of funny. Yeah, maybe not. Weird. Whoever scraped that did a really good job. It's not scrapable. Those are already scraped really well, too. Barely anything left. Alright, so if there's somebody else around here scraping these, I don't think they've spawned in with nothing on them. That would be weird. Maybe they do. We'll try Pearl 2. See what else we've got in the meantime. Aerial. Where is that? Okay, might as well take that then. Didn't actually realize that they gave you ones over on this side, but everything was over at yellow.
Shields offline. Quantum travel initiated.
I don't think I've ever come over here to do salvage.
Quantum travel.
Just brings me too far into the planet. So I'll go around the planet. Funny thing is, the first jump point is further away from the planet direction that I just came from.
Quantum travel initiated. Quantum travel complete.
Won't you let me just go there? It'd be so much nicer. Oh, it's going to take me back to the same place I just was. Sometimes this game makes no sense.
Quantum travel initiated. Quantum travel complete.
Hey, here now.
Quantum travel initiated. Quantum travel complete. Quantum travel initiated. Quantum travel.
Where are you going? Stop it. I don't really understand why it jumped me so far.
Quantum travel initiated. Quantum travel complete.
Yeah, it's weird. Looks like it's jumping me past my markers now for some reason. In the right direction.
Quantum travel initiated. Quantum travel complete. Quantum travel initiated. Quantum travel complete.
Did you take me this time? Through the planet. Good thing I don't have a timer or anything. Just let me go back. Oh, okay. I will go around. Yeah, I guess that's why they're doing the patch release, right?
Quantum travel initiated. Quantum travel complete.
Hopefully this is one of the issues they fix.
Quantum travel initiated. Quantum travel complete.
Really don't want to manually fly 3.5 megamiles, million miles.
Initiated. Quantum travel.
I guess it's all supposed to be in kilometers. Million meters? What does MM stand for?
Quantum travel. Quantum travel complete.
200 kilometers? It's probably just the manually thing. Although that is going to take a little while. Why fly? What's everyone's favorite ship? Me? Really? I don't know. I do love the Reclaimer, but I do fully appreciate that when engineering comes out, I'm probably not going to be able to actually fly it anymore. At least not solo. I do fly the Vulture all the time, but I think that's more of a convenience than anything. I think I want to see the I had the 350 for a while. It was really nice. No cargo space. Oh. Right now I have the Taurus, but it's out of necessity more than anything. I just don't have a good alternative right now. Really looking for something that has kind of more cargo space than the Taurus. It's a little easier to load, but isn't ridiculous that I can't just fly it as a daily driver. So if you have any suggestions, I would love to try it. In my last stream, somebody suggested a LA, but I looked and the cargo capacity of that is tiny. With the issues of the Hull C, it would be the kind of natural next thing to go for. Seems to always be bugged. I don't know if I'd want to go with that either. Concept is nice because it shrinks down, but not in use. Oh, this isn't too bad. We only got another 65-ish kilometers to go. I didn't even know there was an asteroid field here. Actually, it's probably one of those things that just spawns into the game when it's being used. I didn't think of that. Ish kilometers to go.
Shields online.
Kind of funny to think the Reclaimer would ever go fast enough to give me G-force. I'd just about pass out. Seems a little bit strange to me. Hey, where's my marker? I'm very confused. What am I missing? There we go. Awful lot of junk floating around out here. Wonder how much of it I can take. Well, these are the time dimensions too, eh? Not that it's hard to salvage a ship in 30 minutes with this thing, but the speed I might get to it by then. You sure that's telling me to salvage a rock? It does not look like a ship. There it is. Interesting. Okay. Third and 41. Should be able to grab that with my tractor beam. Should be interesting to try to salvage. A lot of weird angles and stuff on it. Okay. Starting at 16.7. Doesn't look like I'm getting anything. Actually, I don't even remember what I paid for this contract. Probably not too much. Maybe I'll actually just do the top part and then turn it a bit here. And back and forth, back and forth. Nice relaxing part of salvage, I guess. Very methodical. Actually wonder what kind of security they send. Hammer would have a chance against them. I don't really want to find out with an entire night's worth of salvage offers, but I should take them out. It might be some free ships to salvage. Yeah, if that's 66% left, this might be interesting. I guess I do got the entire tail here I gotta do too. Already done the entire top half of the ship. I'd expect to be a lot closer to 50. Really trying to get as much off of this as I possibly can, because I don't want to be in a situation where it doesn't count it as me destroying it. Now that I think of it, I wonder if the rep on salvage is both legal and illegal contracts, or if it's... Take a look at that, actually, when I finish this. I'm just wondering if this will unlock some more illegal options. At this angle, really weird because the wings are already see-through, but I'm still well over 50. He just leaves the body. Concerning. Oh, I guess it's got the whole sides of it too. Okay. Just a weird shaped ship. I really like salvage, and always different. Unless you're doing panels, then it's just. It's one of the ships that, I don't know, I've always wanted to own one, but I have no idea why. I love the looks of them. I love the uniqueness of them. But owning a bird-shaped drop ship when you play solo, why? Like, there's not a lot of point to it, right? Also, like, most of the alien ships are ridiculously priced. They want a lot of money for them for some reason. I think it's just kind of what makes them special. It'll be really interesting as they start to bring in more of the alien stuff. More technology, more of the ships. I'm hoping we actually get an entire world that's wrong. Like jump point that goes to a galaxy. Galaxy? I don't know. What do you call Stanton? What is Stanton? Stanton, Pyro, the Pyro system. Maybe system is the right word. Anyway, I really hope that we get one that actually goes to an alien area. System, I guess. Bring in a bit of kind of creative, more creative gameplay. Because I can kind of imagine like you'd have to make sure that you are using alien mining ships to mine in an alien system and stuff like that, right? Bring in a lot of nice variety. Pyro, I mean, yeah, the two systems are still very similar, though. One's a little bit more criminal based, but no real reason to go to Pyro unless you're a criminal. And criminals don't always pick on other criminals. I think once they start bringing in special resources and things like that, that you can only get in Pyro, or things that are actually worth going to Pyro and then transporting back here, then it'll be a lot more beneficial, but... Oh, that is that on that one. Curious if I paid for that one or if I was paid to do that one. We should have paid attention. I must have paid to do it because I think they normally tell you what your reward would be. That's funny. Estimated time before security arrives. Time minutes. That's a bug. Oh, well. Okay, does that actually... No, there's still only the 7. Expected it to unlock a couple more. Steamer wouldn't be bad, but I don't want to risk 100,000. Scorpius, nah. Don't want to go all the way over to yellow tonight. All right. Well, if that's the case, let's see if I can actually salvage some of this other stuff floating around in space here. Noticed that space station earlier. Seems only fair I should be able to pull stuff off of that, right? Might be a bit of a challenge to get to it. Not highlighting it as blue, so I kind of doubt that I can actually pull anything off of this. Seems like a missed opportunity right there. Okay, well, at least now I know. So that said, I think I'm probably just going to head back to New Babbage, unload this beast, which will be a challenge to itself, and then call her a night. And of course, it's going to do the... Oh, I don't want you to target things. I mean, when it does that, we just pick a place to fly to. Probably not salvage. Oh, that works, actually. It just kind of takes me randomly off in this direction. I wonder how far it would take me. It would take me right out of the system. And I don't really want to lose the entire night for the salvaging to try that theory, but... I do really like the starting quantum in third person. Make a good screenshot one of these days. Also kind of weird that it came up to tell me my crime was 0. I must have flown past. Stanton, sorry. I don't remember what the old MFTs looked like. I swear there was something that came down from the ceiling. These ones are much better. It actually looks like they fit the ship. We even have an open exterior button. And there's no smoke in the cockpit. In case anybody's wondering, it's been probably, at least 6 months since I've flown my reclaimer. We didn't have instance hangars back when I last flew it. So all the new MFDs and stuff are all brand new for me. So I wanted to take it out, and I don't get to pay a lot of attention to it. But, I mean, it kind of proves why I have spent the entire night, and I think I only got about 20 SCU of salvage. So I was doing contracts, normally a lot easier. Hunting, anyway. The biggest problem with contracts tonight, though, seems to have been that you can't use your tractor beam to take the goods out of the cargo areas of the ships that you're actually salvaging. Which is very unfortunate, because a lot of those 50k contracts, you really pay back the fee taking the quantanium out of them. But the contracts are spawning too close to the space stations, so you can't actually use tractor beams. So that was rather unfortunate. But yeah, I don't know. I'll hang on to the reclaimer. Maybe they'll change it back and make them a little bit more profitable. I know it was really unbalanced back in the days when you used to be able to take a Hercules and scrape it down, a couple of those, and you get a few million credits. This just seems like maybe it's unbalanced the other way now. Feels weird I'm this close to Microtech and can't see it. There we go. Now does it stop me? Yay, worked. Hopefully new Babbage works too, otherwise I'm flying down to the planet.
Quantum travel initiated.
Well, that's a bad button. Engage self-destruct. Why would they ever default to that when you look down?
Quantum travel
I can see that being just an absolute disaster waiting to happen. Okay, where am I going? It's normally across the water. So, if in doubt on Microtech, look for the clouded area. That's where your hangar always is. I think. My question, you know, reclaimer used to be really bad to land. Like if you were just kind of standing there not moving, you would crash to the surface. I'm actually really curious how it is now. I fully expected the Polaris to actually be the exact same way. But if you've ever flown a Polaris, they're not. Yep. Hangars. Level out a bit. Of course, it can't be a nice clear day when I'm trying to land here. Oh, it has to be 0 visibility and raining. Weird that the snowy planet is raining, quite honestly. Uh-oh.
Contact.
Get the, whatever they're called down. Yeah, it didn't drop. Oh. This isn't bad at all. Used to be a lot harder to land this thing. I think the gravity is even harder on microtech. I used to land on Area 18 all the time. It's moved up here in 2 patches ago, I want to say. I mean, it's a tighter fit than I'm used to, but that's mostly just because it's actually an extra large ship going into an extra large hangar. Not in my starter ships into here.
I'm sorry. Due to inactivity, we have been forced to
Well, that's
assign your landing zone to another customer.
I have my lights on. Doors comes on me. You can do your thing. I should probably put landing gear. My goal here is I'm really trying to back the Famer tight as I can possibly get it. Make it easier to move boxes. And that's pretty standard when you're trying to move cargo, but not pretty standard to try and do with something this big. You know, this thing moves like a tank. But if you watch the back wall, the red light normally means that you're just getting close enough. So, excuse me, sorry. Go. Oh, landing animation on that is beautiful. Okay, now we do want to open all doors. Look, make sure they opened. I think they did, anyways. Shut the ship off.
Systems offline. Shields offline.
The nice thing about open all doors is it opens all the doors. So it makes it really easy to kind of run back and forth in the ship. So we're going to go down to salvage processing. So I have to actually empty my hoppers. So if it's worked correctly. Yeah, you can see kind of the trapdoor down there open a bit. So I think the trick here is basically just take the boxes and throw them down there. Yes. I want to auto eject. Spit that out. I mean, if you've got a lot of salvage, you can actually use both sides of this. A bit faster. I've only got, like, remember, 20 SCU or something like that. I don't know why it's not spitting my box out. Bit concerning. Oh, there we go. That's it, enough. You can do this in 16 SCU containers. Just a lot harder to maneuver them around. So the idea is just kind of take them and chuck them down that hole. Hopefully they fall out of the ship. And I didn't really get a ton of RMC today, unfortunately. I mean, it's still going to be a nice little profit. But really only two 16 SCU containers, so. Oh, that's noisy back there. Alright, looks like that's all that I can take out. Look, see. Oh, they all kind of landed on here. That's a bit annoying. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually just going to go down a level and see if I can't throw them off myself. down a level from... Yeah, sorry. From salvage processing is a salvage hold. Here's why I didn't see salvage processing there. Fully expected those to fall off. It probably made my life a lot easier if it did. I just gotta use this one to bang around. It appears they're all successfully stuck. Why I was doing that the hard way when I can just move myself. You're moving. Yay, I finally got a box out. Alright, I think if I go and actually close my doors, hopefully those either move or... I'll just hopefully I don't blow up. Let's go with that. Love the detail, like look at all the wires in the walls. Buttons. This ship is actually very nicely decorated. Nice to say they fixed that elevator too. I always used to feel like you're about to fall through it.
Shields online. Aegis combat assist activated. Systems green.
I just want to make sure those boxes actually do fall. Oh, apparently. I already closed the door. I don't see my boxes on the ground. But I'll go down there and see what's actually down there. Like the slowest elevator in history. So it kind of comes up and resembles a little bit of a casket, eh? Open sesame. Oh, yeah, okay. It all fell out. So, as per usual, gonna throw them all in the cargo elevator. Okay. Not a very good haul tonight. But, I mean, it's something. Would be worth a little bit of money. Actually, probably going to need to move the reclaimer and get back. Right now, I'm gonna go sell up. It's really your standard process. We're gonna go head over to the commons. Wait. The elevator's here. Why isn't the door open? So I go head over to the commons, head over to the TDD. I just realized I didn't send my cargo elevator down. That could have sucked. I went all the way to the TDD and hadn't sent my cargo elevator down. So you can set it up so that it'll unload your ship for you, TDD. You do pay a bit of money for that. Or you can take it out of the station. But if it's sitting on the cargo elevator, I don't think you can sell it. Alright. Well, that does its thing. Get some free water over here. really just trying to wrap up for the day. I'm going to sell my spoils before they update the game and I lose them. How it normally goes. So we're headed over from New Babbage Space Station. Spaceport, I guess it is, sorry.
What?
We got down to transit. I don't know why. That spaceport is always laggy. I think most of the spaceport, even the space station ones these days. Never noticed it like that before, but they're getting pretty bad. Luckily, it doesn't last for very long, and it really is only the one little area. It's not back to your hangar. Ooh, that's good timing. That never happens. Turns out it didn't happen. There it is. This is kind of typical of New Babbage. There's some areas that are, I guess, a little more leggy than others. It'll be interesting to see how far off the tracks the train goes here. Interestingly, now that I said that, it's not. Anyone who's ever been here, the spaceport's kind of over, I'll say on the mainland. Then there's a frozen lake between the city itself. Oh, there we go. In the city itself and the spaceport. So you have to take the transit over the lake, frozen lake. But you can fly it, and you can actually just park over at the commons. But then you can't unload things into the cargo elevator, and or if you can actually sell if you're just parked there either. That was another commons by the purple. That's a problem. Normally here, there's a set of stairs. I think we're going to server error. Or the game just shuts off. All right. Well, since the game just shut off, I guess we'll call the stream there. Thank you very much for everyone who came out tonight. Again, I do greatly appreciate the like, the subscribe, all that. It's a small channel. It really helps. Kind of get the message out about me. With that said, have yourselves a great night. Till next time.